everybody. I hope that today I can give you a little bit of advice when it comes to potty training. So I'm gonna jump right into it. My son, he's playing outside right now in the backyard, but I anticipate him kind of running back and forth. So I'm gonna try to get this all done speedily. I did write a bunch of notes down just so that I can try to pack in as much value as possible for you guys. A little bit about me. I'm just a mom, just a regular mom. So I have a 2.5-year-old little boy, Theo. I documented our journey a little bit in a vlog, so that's linked below. And then I thought I should hop back on and give more of a concise bullet point of what we did, what we went through. Today, I mostly want to go over like our method, what exactly we did the first like 3 days so that you can kind of like mentally prepare. Second, I want to go over like the things that I recommend that you buy, like the supplies, which aren't very many, but just in case you haven't gotten those yet. And then finally, just like some advice, or just like a few like controversial topics and how it worked with my son. Before we jump in, I just want to give you a little word of encouragement because I know it can be really tough. This was actually our second go around with Theo. The first time was when he was 2, when he had first turned 2. Obviously we had to do it again, so it didn't go very well. So if you are struggling or it's just like overwhelming to you, your kid is gonna go to the bathroom in the potty at some point. They have to, right? Like there's no option. They can't wear diapers forever. So just know like it's gonna happen at some point. Also, I am pregnant. I'm like 5 months pregnant, so I'm starving right now. But yeah, so don't stress too much. But let's jump right in. Theo, like I said, we tried at 2. I wasn't really mentally prepared for like how involved I wanted to be in the process. I think that you can have like different kind of like expectations going into potty training. So you have to like figure that out for yourself. For me, I really wanted to like attack it, get it done and get it out of the way. And I didn't realize how much work goes into like, if you want to do that method, it's like you need to like be prepared to not work for 3 days, focus on that. So I was like losing my temper, getting frustrated with the process, and had to take like a break. I don't think he was really ready also after like 3 days, and he still was not really going on the potty and kind of like crying when he would go on the potty. I was like, this is not good for either one of us. But in between then and when we started again, I just kept the potty out. I didn't talk about it really at all. Just like when I would go or my husband would go and he would be in the room, we would talk about us going. We would ask, do you want to sit down on the potty with his like pants and his diaper and everything on? He would sit down and like kind of pretend and be like, oh, good job, you tried at the potty. Yeah, or like we'd watch little episodes of like, you know, I think there's like a Daniel Tiger episode where he goes on the potty, and we have like little books from the first go around. So we'd read the books and just like talk about potty a lot, show him his diaper, like, oh, you pooped, oh, you peed. He was also really afraid of the big potty, and I wish maybe we started with a little potty the first time. We did the second time around, and it definitely made a difference. And like saying goodbye to his pee and poop when we put it down the toilet, or mom's pee and poop, because I read somewhere that like they can really feel like it's a part of their body leaving, and it's kind of like a weird feeling, like you never really felt anything like just fall out of you. So like being sensitive to that is all like the things that we worked on in preparation for the second go around. So this time around, we started at 2.5, like right at 2.5 years old. Not that I was in a rush to get it done, but I am pregnant. I just wanted him to like feel like he was fully good with that at a time before I was in my 3rd trimester, and I just didn't want to like deal with like a big regression, which we might still have. It's a good amount of time. That, and also he's starting like a little preschool program when he turns 3, and that's a requirement. So those were like the 2 big reasons why I wanted to do it at 2.5. But other than that, it's really up to you and your child. I kind of knew the first go around that he wasn't ready, but I was pushing it for sure. Like, I'm a pushy lady, I guess. Anyways, I didn't read any books. I just kind of watched a few different kinds of YouTube videos, watched a Montessori, and I kind of like tried to model off of that. However, I did feel like it was, I don't know, maybe a little bit more relaxed. We were like, okay, the alarm's going off, like we're gonna try. I also just talked to like my mom and like a bunch of other moms that I know. There are just like so many options, and I think that you really have to, again, see what feels right for your child, and you might have an idea of what you want to do, but like really see how they respond, because you don't want it to be a negative experience. One thing I also realized after the first time around was like how how time consuming it's gonna be. Like, it's gonna be your whole day for like 3 days. Even cooking a meal or getting ready for the day or like answering an email or whatever, like they can sneak off and like you missed an opportunity, and now it's like the clock falls back. You really want to like catch them when they need to go and like give them that opportunity to like make that mind-body connection. That's kind of all the first few days is about, because they haven't like been able to tell themselves in their brain, go pee, go poop. You know, they haven't really ever had to think about that. So that's like the big main theme, at least for us. I think especially for boys, they have a longer urethra, so it is a little bit more work to like let it out, or like he would let it out and stop, let it out and stop. So really focusing on that. So my husband, he's a college football coach, so he doesn't get a lot of time off, but he got spring break off. So I was like, yay, we are gonna do it during spring break. But even if you could like take 1 day off of work, like both of you, and like make it a long weekend and have 3 days, I think 3 days would be like perfect if your kid is ready and you guys are ready. So first day was just like let the accidents happen and let them feel the wetness, and just talking and talking and talking about potty, trying to make it on the potty, setting your alarm, and like setting your schedule for the day. That first morning, have them throw a few diapers away, say the diapers are done, go to the potty, show them the potty setup. We just had like some books put in there. We had 2 little trays of like clean and dirty, so they could take, like he's still working on putting on and taking off his clothing. He also had to help us clean up any messes, any accidents he had, and that was kind of like from the Montessori method. And then so as far as the timing goes, it really depends on your kid. Like he was he doesn't drink a ton of water. He can hold it for a really long time. Some kids like go like every 20 minutes. So for him, 45 minutes to an hour was kind of our like timing, just because I didn't want him to like start hating the process. First time I went around, I was like doing every 20 minutes to like try to catch it, but it's like, let him relax, let him play, let him drink water, eat. You're gonna have to find the right timing for you, and that's kind of like the first day. You'll kind of figure out like how often like he or she will pee, poop, whatever. I don't think he went on the potty at all the first day. First day is all about just awareness, talking about it, figuring it out. I really like the analogy of the tunnel. Like you're walking in and it's like pitch black. Like the first day, you kind of feel like, what the fuck are we doing? Like this isn't working, whatever. Second day, you should be able to see like a light at the end of the tunnel, like far down. Third day, you're like, okay, I know where I'm going. I've got direction, like, and that's how this kind of felt like for us. So don't be frustrated after day 1. Also, like, try to make it fun. Even now, Theo doesn't like when I like stop him and I'm like, we have to try on the potty. I could tell you have to go potty. I play with him. I tell him he's a butterfly. So now, like, every time he wants to go to the bath, I take him to the bathroom. He's like, butterfly, butterfly. And like, I hold him and he like flaps his little wings. People like to sing a song or march or whatever. Stickers, cookies. For us, snacks, I didn't really want to do. but I found like he was having such like a hard time when the alarm would come on. I was like, okay, I gave him like a little Chips Ahoy cookie like whenever he would try. I tried stickers, but that wasn't like enticing enough, so. And he never gets cookies, so he was very excited. And then so day 2, we made it all just kind of like really try to focus on that mind-body connection again. It was all about like really trying to like get him on the potty when he needed to go, and like letting him, like talking about letting it come out of your penis, like feel it in your belly. And thankfully, yeah, my husband had time off, so like I would have the morning from like when we woke up until 10:30, because like you really do have to like be on them. Basically, whenever you see them have to go, or just keep putting them on the potty until they go in the potty, and like not letting them be alone, because as soon as they're alone, they're gonna go. So for sleeping time during naps, we don't put pull-ups on, because the first time around, I felt like he used that as a time to go. He had a few accidents in the beginning, but like I said, he holds it for a long time, and he already kind of was waking up with dry diapers. So now he like really doesn't have accidents during nap time. It's been about a month. And then we bought like 1 pack of pull-ups, like a big one, like 60 pull-ups or something. And so once that runs out, then we'll be done. But we've been putting pull-ups on him at night, and he actually wakes up. Like the first time he did it, because he's slept through the night since he was 2 months old. So the first time he woke up, I was like, what the heck? And like just brought him into bed with us, he was like, just couldn't fall asleep. And I was like, what is going on with you? And then I finally, after like 3 hours of him being in bed enough with us, I was like, do you need to go potty? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Put him potty and then put him back in his crib, and he just like went to bed for the night. So I was like, oh, okay. And like a few times that's like happened since, where he'll be like up all of a sudden, right? Okay, you need to go potty? Yeah, okay. And usually he wakes up with a dry pull-up. So some other like hot items that I know people like to talk about and discuss as far as potty training. I know we talked about the treats, snacks, cookies, whatever, stickers. Some people are for them, some people are against them. I really didn't want to do any, but I did find them as an incentive if your child is very reluctant to go on the potty at all and try. It's a good way to get them to just try without having a huge fight. So that was my experience. Entertainment, so like an iPad, Montessori way, like they don't even really like books because they feel like it takes away from what you're supposed to be doing. I saw a YouTube video of this mom who was like, yeah, give him an iPad so they'll actually sit down for a while. We tried that because he like wouldn't want to sit down for very long, especially when I knew he had to poop. I was like, okay, maybe the iPad will help him like just let out the poop. But I felt like the iPad was more distracting. Like he sat there for a long time, but he wasn't thinking about going. So we tried that for like half a day, and then my husband was like, he's like, this is just distracting. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So we got rid of the iPad. We did have books, read him books, and it kind of like got him to just sit there for a while. And they were books obviously all about potty, so like keeping him on task. Traveling or like just starting to go out with your kid after you maybe have done it for a few days, like try to keep that same schedule. Really nervous about them peeing and having an accident, and you still just need to like go somewhere with them, and you can't have 3 days. Put a potty pad in their car seat. Bring the foldable potty that you can take with you. So we got a travel like potty that is more for if we are, let's say, at the park and there's no bathrooms and all of a sudden he says he needs to take a poop. I just got that. I think it was like maybe $20. So I was like, whatever, I'd rather be over prepared than under prepared. But it's been a month. He hasn't had one accident since we've been out. We've gone to the library. We've gone, out to eat. We've just lived our regular life, gone to the grocery store and stuff. What I'll do is like keep an eye on the time, and then I'll say, okay, let's go try potty. Sometimes I'll do the foldable potty, but he's even fine if I just kind of like hold him up and like hold him on the potty, he'll go. So It's actually been a lot easier than I thought it would be, so that's good. I will show you what I pack also. So what I pack is like an extra pair of underwear and sweats, which have been in there since I packed them, since like we first started this. I also packed the foldable potty just in case. Then I also have these little doggy bags. So if he does have an accident, I could just throw everything in there. Got this little satchel because when Theo was in a diaper, I really wasn't carrying around like any kind of purse or anything. So now everything's in there, and that is my new mommy bag. Okay, now we're gonna get into what I've used, what I bought versus what I didn't like or whatever. And all of this is on my Amazon storefront, which is linked below. And I have a whole section that just says like toddler potty training. I didn't get much. So first off, you're gonna need underpants. Maybe get some kind of cartoon that they like or something that you think they'll be excited about. Get some pull-ups if you want to do the pull-up method in the evening or nap time or whatever you want to use them. I would just like try to stay away from diapers at all costs. Potty pads. Theo had his one spot on the couch. That's where he sat and watched his TV. For the car, for the crib. I also got a few different like potty, just like those little potty seats to go on the regular toilet. We used like the potty, like the little potty. Obviously you're gonna want one of those. But now that he's not afraid of the big potty, we just use those little potty seats on the toilet. Or you could get like a toilet seat cover. Like you could actually take off your toilet seat cover and put on a new one that has like the double one, which I would say like we might do at some point, but also like it's just like another thing for me to get around to. Like order it and then put it on. Seems like a lot in my mind right now. But I know a lot of people who have them and they like swear by them. I also bought this like potty that like I've bought in a lot of things, I guess. So like that you like walk up the steps and then you sit down, but it was a complete mess. But we already have a little step stool that he uses to brush his teeth and do his hair. So I'm just gonna put the step stool in front of like the potty insert. And like, this is gonna be our new setup. So I think that's easy enough. And then finally, I just wanna finish with like my like highlighted asterisk things that I think really made a difference. If you're gonna try to do like the 3 days, like the quick and fast, like intense version of potty training, try to have 2 partners doing it together. It's really just like mentally exhausting and draining. And then add on top of that, like you trying to get anything done for 3 days, like you want to like give your child all the opportunity to succeed and also like let yourself have a breather. So that is one I really recommend. And number 2 would be like talking to them a lot about the process beforehand, like for the week before you start trying or the days before you start trying, like talking about, you know, we're gonna start going on the potty soon. Are you ready to go on the potty? Being open with them in advance of starting it and like really getting their gears going, reading books, sitting on the potty in your diaper or naked maybe before they go in the shower or whatever. Then while you're going through the process, also talking a lot about the parts and letting it come out and how accidents are okay. Everybody has accidents. Letting them be a part of it also is a big part of it. So like when you would have an accident, then taking off his wet underpants and he would say ew, 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 gross, and then teaching him about dirty clothes. This is where your dirty clothes go and this is where your clean underpants are, and like having him learn to put them on. He would get so frustrated, but I would kind of like help him like halfway, and then he would have to do it, and he's still struggling a little bit with it, but he's learning. He's so much better now. Having him help clean up his messes, so like literally having him wipe up with Clorox wipes. I feel like then they kind of have more of like a insight into what's happening. It's not just something happening to them, it's something that they are actively participating in. And then finally, be patient with yourself. Show a good example to your child of patience, emotional regulation. Be patient with your child also. They're not gonna get it the first day or 2, but they will start to get it. And if you have any questions about any of this, please leave them below. I've feel like I went through a lot, but I totally could have missed a few things. Like I said, my son is now a month into it and he hardly has accidents, and I don't think I caused too much trauma through it all. So hopefully it's not a topic of conversation in his future therapy sessions. Hey! Can you say bye-bye? Can you say, I go on the potty?
No.
Yes, you do. Now. Oh, you're mad. Are you surprised? And if this was useful, I want to do more parenting content. I'm also pregnant, so I'm doing a lot of pregnancy stuff coming up. So please subscribe and just leave a comment if you like this video or if you found it helpful. That would be really appreciated by me. And I'll see you next time.